Thank you for tuning in tonight. We're bringing you Ray Cole, the man behind the music box, brought by T25CL Entertainment, and myself, your host, Bri Blue. Please welcome Mr. Ray Cole.
Call it stormy Monday. But Tuesday's just as bad. They call it stormy Monday. But Tuesday's just as bad. Wednesday's worse. Oh, and Thursday's also sad. The eagle flies on Friday. Oh, and Saturday I go out to play. Woo! The eagle flies on Friday. And Saturday I go out to play. Sunday I go to church. Lord, and I kneel down and pray. I said, Lord, 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 Lord. Lord, have mercy on me. Woo! I said, Lord, 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 Lord. Lord, have mercy on me. I said, you see, I can't find my little baby. Lord, send her on home to me.
Thank you for joining us this evening. We are here with Mr. Ray Cole, harmonica player and music extraordinaire. Mr. Cole, how are you this evening?
I'm fine this evening. It's good to meet you.
Oh, good to meet
Glad
you
to
as
be here.
well. Thank you for coming on the show tonight. Maybe you can give us a little information about yourself.
Well, I'm from Nebraska. I've been living out here in California for about 20 some odd years now. Sang with various groups, the Cavaliers. I've also done singing with a lot of other stars out here in the Bay Area.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh gosh, probably, I've been harmonica playing for like about 30-some years.
Wow. Now, what, of all instruments, what got you interested in playing the harmonica?
Well, my daddy was a guitar player. My brother was a guitar player.
So you need
I
to
couldn't do
deviate.
that. I couldn't do that, so I decided to take up harmonica. But before that, I started playing the drums also.
Wow.
But then it's too much work in that. So
So the harmonica's easy?
yeah, you just throw them in the bag, put them back in the pack, and go. You can leave.
Okay. Now,
It's a lot easier.
now you see, so you started playing when you were out in Nebraska, and
Well,
then you continued out
yes,
here, or-
I learned from a friend of mine. He played keyboards, and plus he used to play, had the upright harmonica bridge on him, and he did songs shows that way at his house.
Wow.
I couldn't figure, out where, I was like, why does this guy get all these people over there? And I get
Yeah, I've
over
never
there.
heard of the harmonica player getting the girls, so
Oh, man. I could not believe it. And I walked in, I was like, oh my goodness. And I says, I need to talk to you later. And he was like, you know what? So he told me later, he goes, I'll teach you. So I used to start to come over to his house. That's how I got started.
Wow.
I've been doing it ever since.
Now, is that someone that later on, after you got really good, you played with, or?
Yeah, we played together. We did some shows together, and then, you know, I managed to, you know, to weed myself out of Nebraska and come out here to California.
Heavens, wonder why.
Because there's more R&B out here.
Very true, very true.
So, yeah, that's why I'm out here now.
Okay.
And I've ran into some very good groups, T25CL, and it's been wonderful ever since.
Just what you mean to me. And now that you're near, promise your love that I've waited to share. Our moments together color my world with hope of love.
Now, so what are you doing now? Are you still playing with groups, or have you tapered off a little? Or?
You know, I've been, you know, like, being a helper around the Bay, you know, helping people with their own shows and singing with other groups.
Okay.
But yeah, I come out and I sing out at in San Francisco at Blondie's on the weekends, sometimes during the week. And you know, just other spots, you know, wherever they decide that they're going to go, that's where I like to go with them.
Well, now you talked about your inspiration with playing the harmonica, but you haven't told me how you got started singing. Singing is what really gets all the ladies. So how did you get into that?
I started out was that I wanted to be behind the speakers, not out in front of the stage, you know, but it ended up singing with the group called the Cavaliers. They broke me out of the habit. They said, well, in order for you to get a paycheck,
front and center, huh?
You got to be out front. So I was like, okay, so that's how it started.
Did you have stage fright?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And, you know, I can't tell you about that part, about how I get through it, but I get through it, and it helps me, you know, my own way.
So do you still find yourself getting nervous when you get on stage?
Oh,
or?
of course, of
Really?
course. Oh, yeah. of course. But then, you know, once you get into your element and you sink into it, you're good to go.
Nice. Now, I heard a little something about something called United We Stand.
Yes.
Give you a little background about that?
Myself and Myron Edwins, Myron's associated with T25CL, and he brought me in because I was singing background vocals with him on the CD. The CD that he sang is, the song is called Compliment Her, and it's R&B. And then there's some other songs that I sang with him on there called Show Me the Way that, you know, I sing, I'm the lead singer on that.
Nice.
Yeah, we came to this with T25CL, and I did the show with them, and the song United We Stand, him and we started making it in his studio.
Wow.
So I helped him write it.
Nice.
So
That's a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, for me, to me, it's still like a little playground for me.
It's what you
It's
enjoy.
like I'm still growing up, you know, and learning stuff. You know, so even, you know, these on the head.
Full head of hair. Full head of
You know, but you know, it's still like an open, you know, like still a new ball game to me, and I'm loving every minute of it. And you know, T25CL has given me that, you know, the chance for me to widen my horizons.
Well, what would you say to someone coming up now that's interested in pursuing music, and any bits of advice you might give?
Well, for what I was told, you know, talking to a gentleman just last night, told me, you know, to always just, you know, believe in your dream and follow your heart. And don't let anybody, you know, tell you that you can't do it.
Very true.
So you just to stay with it and keep at it, and God will help you through. You got to have God in your life.
You definitely need some guidance.
You bet. So that's pretty much where I've come, and this is where I'm at. And I thank God for everything that, you know, that I get and what happens to me.
Girl, try to remember, we didn't have no shoes, but we stuck together, just me and you. Oh yeah, it took a long time to get where we got today. Now you wanna give it all up for another guy. Oh yeah, don't let it fool you, baby. Oh, change your mind, you know why. It's gonna be hard, baby, to live my life over, 'cause you know you got just what I need. Oh yeah, 'cause if you leave me this way, baby, I don't think I'll see a brand new day. Oh yeah, don't let it fool you, baby. Don't let it change your mind, because it's greener, yeah, it's greener on the other side, baby. Right back in my arms where you belong. Oh yeah. Come on now. Oh yeah. All right. Don't let it fool you, baby. Don't let it change your mind, because it's greener, yeah, it's greener
now if someone was to want to come out and see you perform somewhere, how would we get in touch with you to find out where you may be?
Sometimes I sing on Tuesday nights at Blondie's in San Francisco.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm there on Sunday nights. They have blues night.
Nice.
Which I'm pretty much there on blues nights.
Oh, yeah, you there then.
Yeah. So, but I mean, and then I follow them around a little bit. They play out in Mountain View sometimes. They got something going on out here, as a matter of fact. I think it's somewhere here in Berkeley. But, that's usually where you'll see me.
Okay.
Any other time you'll see me, I sing sometimes in Pittsburgh, California.
So it's all over.
Yeah. It's like an open jam thing, and I know the people. That's the group that I sing with. I sang with them for, I think I've been singing with them for like 10 years.
Wow.
So they pretty much
found your niche.
Yeah, they pretty much kind of been my teachers too, and I love them both dearly. Lewis Jones, he was indicted into the Hall of Fame just last weekend.
Wow.
That I went to last weekend. So we've been singing together for a while, and it's been wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight, Mr.
Thank
Cole.
you.
Thank you for giving us the time to talk to you, and good luck in your endeavors.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
It's a pleasure.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting in the evening come, watching the ships roll in, and I watch them roll away again. Yeah, now sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. I had nothing to live for. Looks like nothing's gonna come my way. Yeah, sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I remain the same. Sitting here resting my woes, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I rode just to make this dock my home. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
And now for your poetic enjoyment, please welcome to the stage, Epitome.
I just got harassed by the police today, asking for my ID in a messed up way, saying I fit the description of someone who robbed somebody the other day, saying he's between 5 foot and 6'5", between 120 and 279, and all they knew was he was black. So I said, nah, I ain't showing you shit. F you, this country, and what you represent. So now you can feel the situation was tense. Sweat rolling down my temple, he reaching for his gun, saying, you better do what I told you, son. Son. huh? You ain't never been my father in any relation. I don't know what makes you think you is because of your occupation. I don't see the correlation, and based on the history of this nation, the only reason you talking to me now is because I'm not Caucasian. So now you're feeling primitive, taking the truth so sensitive. He wants to put me in cuffs. He's calling me a nigga with his eyes, and I'm knowing he a racist because he keep using terms like you people and you guys. Now either I can accept this reality or make this pig earn his salary. See if one of them stereotypes are true. Bet black people run a lot faster than you. Catch me if you can, I blend in with the unknown, but run away from slave catchers as we was back at home. So now if they come in my home with no search warrant alone, might be one less racist cop gone. Buried in my backyard, feeding the dog the bones. So F nah, I ain't showing you no ID and you can't make me. And that's my first piece. I'm from Oakland, California, birthplace of the Panthers, where committing crime seems to be the only answer. Crack running rampant, San Pablo on active, where your dreams are held captive and you better have quick reactions or you might fall victim to this trap. You know they designed for gentrification. That same story going on all over the nation, where they flood the streets with guns and drugs, bring the property value down so they can get rid of us, and then they move us somewhere where it's cancerous and then do studies on how it's bad for us. It says on money and God we trust, but the demons seem to control how it's distributed to us. Minds manipulated by what the system has created to always make us feel so outdated. Shit, trying so hard to keep up with the trends, we got family killing family and friends killing friends. And the cycle of poverty seems to have no end. That's why I had an epiphany. My name should be Epitome. I'm the epitome of an unjust society. I'm the epitome of people on the street dying to eat. But using the newspaper for a sheet and admitting my own defeat ain't where I'm destined to be. I'm the epitome of the same city that created Huey P. Revolution may not be just on television, it might be on CD. Co-starring me bringing the voice of poverty. Making ends meet by making robberies just to carry over the decimal. Trying to avoid living life dismal or in a facility for correctional. The statistics of black men in the pen is questionable, and the fact that I've never followed the trend is intentional. They wonder why my thoughts aren't more conventional. Talk about bling and how my rims are special. I got a gift and I can't let it go to waste. It's the epitome of what people ain't got the heart to say.
Coming to the stage, the very beautiful, talented Miss Bri Blue.
I want to write without reservation. Free from thinking too deeply about what I continuously hold back from telling you. See, I want to yell out loud in the most silent whisper I can muster that I don't want to breathe if I can't inhale the essence that is you. You make me long for endless days and sleepless nights. Quiet nights when I don't have you by my side bring about not so distant memories of kisses that made my lips tremble and goosebumps stand out for all to see. You bring me laughter and tears and hopes for many years of blissful content. See, the very corners of my soul turn up at the mere thought of your existence. Sometimes I sit and watch you sleep, wondering if I could ever bring about the peaceful calm that lays like a veil atop your face. Wondering if I was to plant soft and subtle kisses up and down your spine, would you smile in your sleep? If I rubbed your head when you were tired, offered you my chest when you were weary, would that be sufficient? Be enough? Be all that you need? See, when I'm awake, my thoughts are of you. When I'm asleep, my dreams are filled with visions of our togetherness. I don't usually write love poems, more like real poems, but the love that envelops me like a thick haze on a humid day made me put pen to pad to get out all I have to say. I love you. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it or make it sound any less real than it really is. I've fallen so deeply in you that no part of me would be honest and true if I didn't say it now. See, every song I hear brings lines to mind that assist in defining my emotions. And every pearl of wisdom I receive has allowed me to believe that I speak the words many are afraid to say. Yesterday, I loved you. Today, I love you. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, but if it were, I'd love you still. See, if you pulled apart the pieces of my heart, you would see that it beats in synchronicity with yours. While still wanting to be an individual, I long to be the very extension of you. Wanting my steps to match yours, my eyes to reflect yours. With you, my pride no longer matters. My ego no longer exists, and I will stand on the tallest of mountains and the highest of trees and the tops of buildings for everyone to see, for everyone to know. You had me at hello. Just because a man whispers to you, "Let's make a baby," while you're riding him into oblivion, doesn't really mean he wants you to carry his seed. So why do we continue to allow ourselves to bring more fatherless children into our communities? See, intercourse has never equated to love. So how will producing a child conceived in moments of lust bring about that happily ever after, two-parent household, white picket fence fantasy that will rarely ever come true? These days we have 35-year-olds becoming premature grandmothers and babies making babies, all the while not concerned with anything other than making sure their kids are fitted. Teenage mothers are prancing through local malls shopping for baby Jordans instead of baby bottles and baby's formula because it's cute. Getting off on oohs and ahs and, "Oh, girl, your backpack matches his diaper bag. Don't trip, girl, you didn't need him anyway." So the cycle continues. We have little girls growing up without male influences, learning how to walk it out before learning how to walk, spelling BET instead of ABC, and we laugh. Buy them miniature stripper clothes because they fit, thinking it's amusing when they learn to repeat, "This ain't shh," but fail to correct their man-hating mentalities because their mothers never had a father to teach them any differently. So the cycle continues. We have little boys growing up without male influences, believing at the age of 7 that they have to be protectors, struggling with the dichotomy of soft versus hard, not knowing if it's more manly to open a door or hit with an open hand. Running to friends for guidance since mommy just doesn't have what it takes to raise a man. Bedding young girls because their rapper actor idols say it'll make them a man. So the cycle continues. Now we have him and her. He and she, younger versions of you and me playing grown up, attempting to create a product of the two of them that will ultimately be brought up just like them. See, we're proclaiming the children are our future, but aren't doing anything to better their present, so what could possibly lay in store for my people? We rely on the misguided school system to educate our children about sex, yet become enraged when they engage in it as though anything in our society promotes abstinence. So now we have 13-year-old little Shay Shay hooking up with 17-year-old JJ, giving it up in her mother's bed. See, he told her she wouldn't get pregnant if he just put the head in. She already has images of little thems running through her head, so his presence isn't even required. And the cycle continues. See, I heard of taking your daughter to work day, but since when did it become fashionable to push strollers across junior high campuses? To threaten to take child support out of his Mickey D's check so you and your baby can have the latest pair of matching J's? This is sick. Sickening to watch swollen bellies beneath training bras. Young boys sticking and moving, not being taught the responsibility of being a man, so they opt to not waste time trying to raise one, and young women give in. Brought up with the belief that men have the option to become fathers, so they don't force the issue. Would rather choose to use EBT cards at the corner store and place their names on Section 8 housing lists than use birth control to prevent bringing yet another statistic into our community. The cycle has continued for far too long. It has spiraled out of control, and now we take buses to prison in our church clothes to show off our kids' new gold ones to denim-clad daddy. Put our 14-year-olds on depo since they're just going to do it anyway, but don't warn them about the repercussions. So now we have little girls thinking they're ready to become mothers because their hymens have been broken. And little boys thinking it's little girls' faults when they become pregnant since nobody ever told them the pull-out method wasn't designed to work in the first place. So the cycle continues, but it doesn't have to. See, let's start actually communicating truth with our children. Tell them something a little bit more than keep your pants up and your dress down. How about something like spreading your legs won't keep that man around? Let's start being doers instead of sayers, showers instead of tellers, because if we keep making babies who are making babies, then our babies will never get a chance to be babies. So let's stop while we can. Stop before it gets so out of hand that mothers and daughters are shaking it fast in the club together and dropping it like it's hot while trading stories about men in between sharing blunts and shots. See, for the first time in a long time, let's come together and do something right. Something other than gossip and argue and fight. If we care about the future of the seeds that we produce, then let's stop teaching these little girls that young single motherhood is cute. It's time to break the cycle. If no one told you you were beautiful today, then let me be the first. See, I know you looked in the mirror this morning and realized your reflection wasn't smiling back at you. Maybe you thought your hair wasn't straight or long enough, your face wasn't clear or light enough, your nose wasn't thin or pointy enough. But if I had been standing there beside you, I would have told you that you are amazing. See, as women, we're taught to be wary of those who share our gender, cautious of those who try to befriend us for fear that they have ulterior motives. See, our jealousy of others is apparent, yet we still try to hide it. So instead of complimenting her on her style and grace, we find ourselves searching intently for her flaws, voicing our displeasure for all to see, hoping, wishing silently that in some ways we were she. Because we're never really content with being we, being us. Or I guess I should say being me, because I never thought I was good enough. Bought into the hype that I could find pretty in a bottle, sexy in a dress, thick in a plate of soul food, toned in a gym, always looking for a quick remedy to be more appealing to him, to them, to those who found ways to degrade without ever really trying. Yet, I exuded confidence with every step. Had mouthpiece that couldn't be met and game that consistently let me stay on top. See, I'd spend hours in a club with a cute outfit on, sucking my stomach in. Never sitting down, because doing so would make the balls of my feet burn from the stilettos I'd worn, hoping to stand out. See, if I wasn't the center of attention, then I was normal, average at best, too close for comfort to fitting in with the rest, so I pretended. Said I would fake it till I make it and walked around with a smile, grinning from ear to ear while refusing to hear my inner voice. And that one telling me to slow down, take a step back, and retract because I was living life in the fast lane, thinking that casual encounters would allow me to gain notoriety. Well, it worked for him, and him, and him, so why not me? Why was I so wrong to chase and replace? To sleep with her man and then smile in her face? To get high with him and drink until my heart was content, but then hold up that degree I got in 3 years from UC Berkeley as though that somehow meant I'd made it. When in all honesty, it was just starting out. Trying to find myself when I didn't know I was lost. Heal myself when I didn't know I was ill. Fix myself when I didn't know I was broken, all because someone looked me in my eyes and told me I was amazing. They said I was beautiful as though it were a matter of fact rather than opinion, but see, it didn't matter what they thought if I didn't believe it myself. That opened my eyes. Made me realize the demise of my greatness would come sooner than I wanted it to if I didn't step it up. See, potential is no more than a word with no actions to back it up, so I took heed. Told myself I had to take the lead in the story that is my life, and that brings me to the here and now, to you. And I'm telling you that you are beautiful. No matter what negative things may have been said to you, you are amazing. Capable of creating changes unimaginable to most, you are brilliant. Placed in positions to find ways to make this world a better place. It doesn't matter what he said, she said, they said, or somehow led you to believe. I'm asking you to believe me. See, man needed an even greater being to stand by his side, and so can you. Why don't you recognize your greatness? You have the ability to give life, to carry on your strengths and triumphs, so stop selling yourself so short. See, from one woman to another, I admire you. The courage it takes to get up every day and face a society who hardly used to see you as a human being is commendable, and you deserve recognition, honor, and appreciation. So as a young black woman in training, I challenge you to be you. Stand out when it's unpopular to do so. Reach out and allow yourself to be helped by others. Speak out against those who have done you harm. Do your very best to excel in all that you do, because you're a woman. And we are born and bred to be ready, willing, and forthcoming, strong and steadfast. So demand respect. Command attention. Act as you speak and think, and believe me when I tell you, as I was told, that you are amazing, whether you're sliding down a pole, working the stage, or doing something strange for a little piece of change. Whether you have your AA, BA, or no A. Whether you're a struggling single mother or unattached and on your own, we share a common bond. And if you hear anything that I'm saying, I want you to do something for me. Stand up. With one toe, draw a line in front of both of your feet. That line represents those who've doubted you. Take one step forward. Look down. Guess what? You've just crossed the line of defeat. Keep standing. Take a look to your right and to your left. Ladies, we are a force to be reckoned with. And if anybody tells you any differently, tell them, well, Bri Blue thinks I'm the You are amazing. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in tonight. T25CL Entertainment has brought you none other than Ms. Joy Elan, author and entrepreneur extraordinaire. We are here tonight with the Epitome, Ray Cole, and myself, Bri Blue. Hope you enjoy your show.